Hi everybody, I'm here to share another junk journal that I just finished, and I'm still working with the collaged covers. I'm really enjoying that whole process, and this one is made from scraps of book page and music paper, some printed digital paper left over from different projects, and then picking my focal point and fussy cutting and all of that. So I designed the cover basically and then add a layer of Mod Podge to seal it. I've done some stamping in between front and back and added a piece of muslin down the outside and inside spine to reinforce that area to hold the signature in, and then added some machine stitching all the way around the edges. I haven't attached the signature beads yet, but I plan to do that. And inside, I've done the front and the back of the cover with the collage method, and I really like the effect on that. And here's the reinforcement, that one layer of muslin stitched on. And here I've layered paper, mostly coffee dye paper, throughout this journal, and I've layered this up and stitched it on in such a way that I've got a top pocket. And here I have one of my photography images that I've stitched around and attached that to paper and stitched that around. And this is for journaling, but it's kind of special, at least to me, because there was an old homestead here in town, and about 3 years ago, pardon me, about 3 years ago they tore it down to build a dollar store. Just before they tore it down, I got inside and got to photograph the hand-painted designs on the wallpaper. And this scenic landscape is one of the things that was painted on the walls there. And that can be journaled on, and it goes right back there in the pocket. I've added a little touch of stickles of glitter there to the bees' wings, because I think bees are special. Lots of space to journal here. This is just average school notebook paper placed on a pizza pan when it was drying in the oven, and then collaged some leftover paper and washi tape here. Like I said, there's lots of space to journal and add your own personal ephemera here. And I just love this paper. I think I picked that piece up at one of the Hobby Lobby stores. And this is heavy brown paper bag with some machine stitching, just to add some fancy detail. And here I've layered some old music page and a die cut, or a hand cut, fussy cut butterfly, stamped the wren. You were always meant to fly. And here I did some stenciling on the coffee dyed paper, and this is coffee dyed paper as well. I folded that up and stitched it to make a pocket, and then layered this. This is some embossed cardstock with some fabric and a little snip of paper with a butterfly. These are not my idea. I cannot remember where I saw these on Pinterest, but it's a scrap piece of vintage fabric, and it's attached to cardstock, and you could add a picture or do some stamping or drawing or do some journaling on there, and there were two of those in that pocket. And this is scraps that are fastened together, and they can be used to journal as is or torn off and placed anywhere throughout the journal, and they just slip right into that pocket. And over here, a scrap piece of scrapbook paper and a piece of lace stitched onto that. This is one of my photos, and I faded it out a little in Photoshop and then layered it on some paper and stitched around. Some music paper, and over here some more coffee dye paper. This is folded over to make a pocket, and I've just layered some elements here and added a couple brads just for a little sparkle there. And in that pocket, another one of my photos with the definition of the word nurture, and some coffee dyed paper and some green thread. I like my details. And this is left over from a calendar. I love horses. It says, the small courtesies sweeten life, the greater ennoble it. And this just goes in the pocket and can be journaled on. Same here. And over here I've added this image, layered it up a little bit, and added another definition for the word inspiration. And I like my torn edges here on some of the pages just for some variety. And here I've got some graph paper and added washi tape. And this image layered up with some scraps. Lots of space to journal. This is a copy of a collage that I did a couple years ago for a challenge. I had paper, napkin, and book page, I don't remember what all, I think some piece of old handkerchief even glued on that, and I scanned it and I printed out and I like it in the journal pages. And this is always one of my favorite techniques, things to add into the journal. I'll take a page from a book, this one with butterflies, and I'll attach it to the coffee dyed paper and then use embroidery thread to hand stitch all the way around and then tie it in a bow. And over here it leaves you with this frame, and you can doodle in there or journal or add images, whatever. It just looks pretty. And here I need to add my little tabs on my center of my signature binding there. And this section I've got a flip out. I've collaged again various papers, the bee, some washi tape, and used some of that same thread that's over here, that gold colored thread, and attached some paper. And this can flip out and you can journal here or attach another image. And flip this over, some more of that collage, some lined paper, washi tape detail down the spine. And over here, I love this spread right here. Maybe the favorite for the whole journal. This came again from the butterfly book. And I've taken 2 shades of washi tape and hinged that in so you can flip that out. Added this image, some washi tape in matching colors. And then over here, Joey DeFee, I believe is her name. She does some wonderful YouTube videos, but I learned from her videos how to take book page and fold it up and stitch it or glue it and make a pocket. And this is a double pocket with some scraps for journaling. And this one is a little bit of collaged coffee dyed paper in the second pocket. And I attached it in such a way that it made a third pocket, and I used this scrap of double-sided cardstock, stitched some fabric and lace. And this can be used for a bookmark or a journaling spot, whatever. Whoops, that's right. I didn't stitch the bottom of that. I deliberately left that open. Down here, I've got some layers of paper and cheesecloth. In the butterfly items, more of this paper. Over here, some more collaging. I love the colors, love my blues. I've got blue butterflies there. More coffee dyed paper, and I folded this up to make another pocket. And in here, another butterfly image, coffee dyed paper on the back. The second half of the stenciling. And then a fussy cut of butterfly, and I took a coloring pencil and really darkened, brightened the purple in here. It was kind of soft, almost a gray, so I just brightened that up a little bit with coloring pencil and the stenciling to match. And here I've taken a strip of book page and then a thin strip of coffee dye paper and did this pretty machine stitch on it. This page is a lot of fun, front and back. I have it clipped, a tag, where I've done some stamping on cardstock. Love my bees. You could journal on the back, and these 2 tags in the pockets, and that just clips on. And I've created this page with 2 contrasting colors of paper. I've got my paper bag, my coffee dye paper, torn the edges, which I really like the textures on that, and created this page folded that over and ended up with 3 layers here to create the pocket. Stamped the roses to kind of go with the roses here, and then again the journaling page or paper that goes in here, I matched up the stamping here along this one edge that's seen from the outside, and this opens up and you can journal on that, but I think that makes such a pretty spread across there. And here I've added this image with layers of paper, more coffee dyed, more coffee dyed, more collage. And here I have a strip of paper bag with some pleated fabric scraps and punched flowers, and I've stitched those on with the machine, and the back page of the journal. And this is collaged, and again it's Mod Podged and sealed and stitched around with the sewing machine. I love the back of that too. I love that bee. One of my favorite images. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Enjoy your spring. Bye.